Yeah, I got a quick swim in, but of course I forgot a towel. But we'll survive. We're in like one of the most warmest states. Just hopping on YouTube for this. I wish I had my wallet with me. I would definitely stop and get fish and chips. I don't think I have a 20 in my bag, and I think a fish and chips is more than $20 out here. The whole point of the previous test was to see if we could bring avatars along with us in that trail. And it looks like I've got that down. Be back to normal tonight. You can see it there, that was the ocean we're at. It's lovely. It's cool artwork on the walls, so. Ocean rescue lifeguards only. Let's see if anyone interrupts us tonight.
I know who did that.
Folks enjoying their pizza. Spent $100 in this bloody shop and I don't have a single thing to show for it. She ran off with my shirts, boys. But what's this? So there's two Benny's locations on the beach here, which is pretty good. It's lovely. Had a nice wee swim though. Thankfully it didn't see any shark or giant tarpon, so there was no confusion. But yeah, that's the spot we were just at. Lovely. I have to walk over this bloody bridge again. I find when just walking out and about that holding the phone is the easiest method. The whole point today, I only got into town around 6 or 7 o'clock. They closed off the main road by my house. That essentially is kept me cut off from civilization. But we have a second spot that we could come out to, so we came out here today and we tested Kinto, and it worked good. Walter was with us the whole time. But what I think I'm going to do, walk back to the spot, grab a wallet, grab a wee beer, and go get some sushi. Just enjoying life today. Back to work tomorrow, back to the misery of providing for existence. And it is misery because we're forced to do it. No choice, don't we, buddies? I'm sure I'll probably do a development stream tonight though. So you want to see the stream platform that I've been building out that integrates into YouTube and Twitch nicely. You'll be able to see that. I guess I'm just hopping on this because I have a bloody camera strapped to my chest because I'm trying to capture more of life out here. We're about to walk through Homieville. There's lots of homies in town. That's my code word for the homeless population. Jaywalking is a crime in America, so we're not going to get arrested bloody running across the road right now. Not while we're boozing out and about. But it's definitely a car culture out here, and I like that in a lot of ways. I use my car to get around everywhere, but today we're on foot. Cheers for the like, bud. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I didn't start my weekend till literally today, I'll be honest. I slept in till like 3 o'clock this weekend. Up late every night, coding, building an avatar platform that connects to the live chat here, and gives live chat TTS, everyone gets a unique voice and stuff like that. So that was my test earlier. But yeah, we're just out about. We're going to go into town tonight. I got to pay my rent out here. It's $4.50 a month that I pay for a wee trailer on the coast out here. Not bad at all. It's not my main house. My dogs are back at the house. We've got a couple of acres of weeds that are growing. There's some guy. Okay, now we can cross. Hopefully we don't die. Oh, you know, I got ran over when I was 18. So I got a wee bit of PTSD when it comes to crossing roads. But to be fair, I wasn't crossing the road then, I was driving on it. But yeah, I got knocked off from a motorcycle at 50 miles an hour, breaking both my hips. So that was fun. Appreciate additional likes. So we're about to be walking over the Lake Worth Lagoon, guys. This was originally, as I mentioned earlier, a freshwater lake. And it separated the barrier islands of Palm Beach and Palm Beach County. And there's an inlet on both sides, the south and north side, one on Boynton Inlet, and another one at the Port of Palm Beach. And that's actually one of my favourite spots in the world. It's a world-renowned snorkeling location called Blue Heron Bridge. And it has some of the highest variety of species that you will come across just snorkeling or diving. So if you're lucky enough to make it out these parts, make sure you stop off at Blue Heron Bridge. Just save me a parking spot, because parking is an absolute bitch out there. It's terrible. Oh, I'm about to get ran over. Cheers, guys. That's good. They got the scooters. They've got the right way about getting about out here, haven't they? I like this though. It's pretty chill. I say that till we're about to head to the Omos village. And I'm from Scotland, so I'm ready for a fucking fight no matter where I go, you know what I mean? But that much hasn't worn off. Always ready for someone to start some shite. But most people are actually quite nice out here, I'll be honest. I don't want to jinx myself, but quite superstitious. Oh, there was a couple of cuttings I wanted to grab out here. There was a couple of mother of thousands that I spotted growing on the bank here. And I don't know if it's a native, but it's quite prolific. We're just coming up on it. I want to grab some to take to the house. I don't see any police. I don't think it's illegal, but we'll grab it anyway. I'm a good boy. I pay all my taxes, buddies. Alright. Yeah, let's have a look here. So this is the Lake Worth Lagoon. It was originally freshwater. But as you can see, it's now part of the intercoastal here. Let's see if we can just grab this. Got it. There we go. Each one of these nodules on these little leaves here, appreciate additional like. Each one of these nodules here will root into an additional plant. And when I was about 20 years old, 2 years after I got ran over, I decided that I needed to have property of my own. Code enforcement gave me in trouble for growing too many plants in my back garden, some of which helped with pain. It wasn't marijuana or anything like that, but they grew prolifically. It's a tree from the Southeast Asia region, and helps with pain. And it's, I actually got involved with a non-profit. I helped found it that stopped it from getting banned in this county, country and city. So kind of went full circle on that. I still have the property to this day. Doesn't look like the UK. Yeah, no, it's not the UK, buddy David. We are in Florida. This is Lake Worth, Florida. Absolutely lovely location. You can tell it's not the UK because you can actually see lightning and hear thunder. I think there's like 3 times in my life actually I heard thunder in the UK, but to be frank, I've been living in America for about the last 15 years now. But I will be back in the UK in about a month or 2, and I can't wait. And my brother will be coming back out here as well. Honestly, the funniest thing about going back to the UK is I actually want to go to England. I'm obviously not from there, but I got to stay in Cambridge before coming out to America, and I actually really liked it down there. It was lovely. Don't tell anyone I said that. But the interesting thing, last time I went back to the UK, I didn't speak to a single border agent, a single human. It was all automated AI. You just put your eyes in a little camera, it takes a picture of you, and then you go about your way. So we're walking up the well, see, that's funny you say that, because it's actually a bit of a family conundrum. My granddad was a raging Celtic supporter. He was obviously Catholic, and all the rest of my family were Protestant. So I'll let you figure out where I fell into that. But my granddad actually loved coming out here. This was one of his favourite spots in Florida. Last time he came out here before he died, he was cycling about on his bicycle, and he asked my brother, he's like, "Am I sunburned?" He was like, "Granddad, you look like a tomato." And it just always stuck with me. And we have a bridge tender up there, managing the bridge to open it. Yes, Walter, the ocean was wet. It was bloody wet as hell, but it was lovely. Hello. Carrying on, you get all sorts out here. But Walter, I think I'm actually going to hit up that sushi spot, buddy. You know what I'm talking about. Go put in a fat order. Take advantage of being in town. I'm treating this as a mini 4-hour vacation before I have to get back to the work week. Hello, Stephanie, welcome. You stumbled upon me, a complete foreigner walking around in America, but I actually live here and I love it. It's probably because I'm in one of the nicest areas of it. It's super warm, there's palm trees everywhere, and you can grow all sorts of fruits. But there's a crazy lightning storm going on out west, but I've heard that the rain hasn't been making it to the coast. Even a difference of 20 miles influences the weather out here. It's quite drastic. So I have two spots right here right now, very lucky. One right on the coast, which I don't get to visit often. The last time I came out here with my dogs, I spent $1,500 at the vets. So I think I got a wee bit of PTSD from that. But I'm here today, and we're about to walk through Homey Village. That's my word for the homeless population. There's quite a few of them out here. And I'm chill with homeless people, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard, it's expensive. But no one wants to be accosted for their fucking walking about. Just mind your business and I'll mind mine. That's how I treat life. But we're coming down Lake Worth Lagoon. This is Lake Worth, Florida. It's a wee town in Palm Beach County. I've always fucked up and called it West Palm Beach County, but that's an actual city here. I just remember wrong. But it's lovely. The water temperature was like 87 degrees, which is, I don't know, like 30 degrees Celsius. Absolutely roasting. But we're about to walk into the downtown area. I think I'm going to walk partly into downtown, but I do have to cut to the house to grab a wallet. I know better than walking around with a wallet out here. See, when you're born in Scotland and live in the council estates and then end up in a place like this, you carry a hefty sense of cynicism. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know, a little bit cynical. Right, it's quiet out here, a wee bit sketch, but they host little events in there. I think the last one we came out to was 4th of July, which is a big deal in America, the defeat of the British. And I'll be honest, I cheer it on. There's a public shopping cart. Reminds me of home. But the downtown's pretty cool. It's there's lights all over, like the street poles and the palm trees. So we're just going to walk down this. This is Lucerne Boulevard, I think, or Lake Ave. There's two main arteries for the downtown. And we're going to stop off at a sushi spot. But first I have to run by the house. Scotland indeed. Yes. It's a wee bit different than my typical content on YouTube. I'm usually sitting here coding, and anyone stumbles into this to be like, what the hell is that? But that's how I make my monies. But there's also just getting out and about and making the best of it. And I did have a wee bit of scotch before I got out here. Surprisingly, they do sell iron brew in America. Shocking, but we're coming up on a homie. Alright guys. Let's see if we get followed. Alright, we're good. That's what I'm talking about. You've got some royal palm trees, one of my favourite palm trees out here. They're not native to the area at all, but they kind of signal this area. Not even so much Lake Worth, but the county itself. So Palm Beach County got its name because there was a shipwreck off the coast of Palm Beach County, and it was carrying coconuts. I don't know if it was going to Spain or where it was going to, but it spilled tens of thousands of coconuts, and they all washed up on the shores of this little area a little bit to the north of here, and that gave the city up there its name. That's Palm Beach, or sorry, Palm Beach, and the county takes its name from that. I think it was back in the 1800s where they actually cut this county up. It used to be bigger, but it's one of the biggest counties out here in Florida. It's definitely one of the most populous. I think it's the third most populated county in Florida, and it's my favourite. It's the closest where the Gulf Stream meets the coast, unless you're counting the Keys. Florida Keys are absolutely stunning, but the population down there is very small just because there's not much land. There's over 100 miles of bridges connecting various islands, going all the way about to 90 miles from Cuba. So it's quite a place. It'll leave a mark. Even my family, the ones that come and visit Florida, they'll be very dumb. They'll just go out to Orlando and go stay at the Disney parks, but there's this entire other world out here. And like, go to the ocean, go have a snorkel. I think Florida has the third largest barrier reef system in the entire world. It's under threat, just like every single reef system in this bloody planet. But it's worth seeing. One of the largest bleaching events occurred in our lifetimes. I think it was just less than 10 years ago. So you'll have an opportunity to see species and fish that will not exist 10, 20, 30 years from now. We live at quite a time. And but we're about 2 blocks away from the downtown area. I like watching travellers. I appreciate you, Stephanie. Yeah, definitely. Well, make sure you subscribe, because I'll actually be going back home and I'll be a tourist in my own country very soon, which is hilarious. I've got a unique perspective of kind of living in 2-3 countries growing up. This definitely shaped me as a person and how I view things. Doesn't, like, as soon as I went home when I was a kid, my great grandpa is like, "Are you a Yank yet?" I'm like, "No, Grandpa." But when I'm here, it's very easy to tell I'm not from here either. So it's just how it is. I enjoy it though. I think it's a privilege to, live in a place that you're not from. It gives you another perspective and kind of appreciate things a little bit more than maybe people that are from this area. I think we're going to do a wee bit of jaywalking, guys. Just take stand in front of the bloody cars here. You live in California, it's awesome. So I got to work out there a couple of times. When I was 18 years old, I got to work out in a place in San Diego, and absolutely loved it. And then when I was in my mid-20s, I worked for a company called Orange Theory Fitness, and they flew me out to a company called Mind and Body Online. And what was interesting about that spot was it was in Napa Valley, and I actually missed my second connecting flight, so I had to drive from San Diego all the way to wherever the hell Mind and Body Online is. But I drove through fires, I drove through grapevines, like farm fields and stuff. I loved it. I think California is absolutely full of variety. Absolutely full of variety. But I was out there with a friend when I was 18 when I went to San Diego, and he's like, yeah, let's do this entire road and do an art painting festival of the year. And I have a video of that I still have to upload. But this place used to be really kicking on the weekends. I don't know what that store is. Look at this. Oh, Sweat Studios. It's a fitness place. David, that's cool you got to go visit California. Whereabouts do you live, buddy? If you're still with me, I didn't realise that I kicked off the YouTube app. I'm sitting here, salt water running down my phone. Some of the business names you'll come across out here. Pawson Avenue. This has been here a wee while actually. And cava bars are actually doing quite well out here. I've noticed people have been doing less drinking, which I have mixed feelings on. Alright, I think we might have to cut it down this dark road. Go get a wallet and then go get some food. It's crazy. Well, America isn't too different than the UK in this sense. You turn one or two blocks off the high street and then you're in no man's land. Alright, did we lose our video here? I think we may have. Cultural Council. You know, with as much development as occurs out in Florida, even just walking around with a camera, I found out is actually a good thing, because a year from now this place could just be a bunch of high-rise apartments and no one would know what it was before. So it's important just to capture your local environment on camera, because you might be very lucky and get a ton of developers coming to your place. That's how they treat it. When I first moved to this part of America, rents were, you could rent a bloody house out here for $600 a month, and now they're $2,600 just for something like that. It's absolutely nuts. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I don't know who makes that kind of money. I work hard for my money. I just do this YouTube stuff on the side, obviously. But I bought a house out west of here when I was 20 years old. I didn't graduate high school, not from this country. I did okay. Where's this guy going? He's going over there. And now that house is worth $500,000. But it's kind of working poor, because the only way I'd get that money is if I sold it. I'm not going to sell it, because where would I live? But this is cool. It's one of the biggest churches out here. As a kid, my brother used to play it here. He's actually back in Scotland right now. The ironic thing about my brother, unlike me, he's actually a citizen of this country. And I've been a taxpayer here for how many years now? 15 years I've been paying taxes. But my mum applied for a citizenship while he was under 18, so he got it. But I hold a green card. I live here, he doesn't, but I suppose it's a good thing that he has it, because he's a wee bit of a troublemaker and he wouldn't be allowed in this country if he wasn't a citizen. I find many people in the UK end up getting charges, you know, because of drunken nights out and stuff. A lot of my cousins that want to come here can't come and visit, which is a shame. Oh, there's a police cordon down here. Ooh. We're going to dip under it. A bit tall for this shite. Oh god, yeah, we made it. Well, it's because they're doing work on the building, isn't it? Scaffolding. Awesome. Well guys, make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to go and book some dinner. Maybe I'll pop on in a wee bit, we'll see. But I appreciate you just joining me around, walking around this wee town here. It's always cool being able to dip into someone else's reality, and YouTube Live gives you that opportunity. So that's why I hopped on tonight.